All right, shalom. First, I'd like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutation to the brothers that's doing the truth with sincerity. Now, this lesson is basically on how the U.S. so-called finna go into Syria because of the chemical attacks that's happening. But, you know, the U.S. is responsible for these chemicals attacks happening, man. You know. But, you know, they're only trying to set this war up or trying to go into Syria because they got an agenda. The ultimate agenda is to bring about the New World Order. So I'm going to play this video. And then I got a point in this book that I'm going to make. Then I'm going to go into the scriptures.
Russia says that the latest US threat to use military force against the Syrian government is an unacceptable provocation. Let me wind this back for you. The White House earlier claimed today that the Assad leadership is preparing to launch a chemical weapons attack in Syria. President Trump's press secretary says the US will take action if that happened.
Right, the last so-called times that happened, that wasn't Syria doing it. That's the American news media with their propaganda on, you know, how things is going up in Syria. If anything, they had the so-called rebels do it, man. But yeah, the Russian president just said, man, the U.S. doesn't have any evidence. They didn't go and get no evidence. Them planning on going up in there is them just going up in there because a chemical attack happened. They're not going to try to get any evidence or anything, you know, to prove that Syria is doing it. And you know, Putin also said, why would they do that when they winning? They winning the war. President Bashar al-Assad, he's winning the war. You know, so you know what's up with the USA? But you know, that's part of the elite agenda, man, to bring about this new world order. But all right.
The United States has identified potential preparations for another chemical weapons attack by the Assad regime. The United States is in Syria to eliminate the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. If, however, Mr. Assad conducts another mass murder attack using chemical weapons, he and his military will pay a heavy price.
Following on from that, Britain's Defence Secretary is pledging the UK support for any US action to prevent another chemical attack in Syria. But Michael Fallon then went on to admit that he hadn't actually seen the intelligence that Washington was basing its allegations on. RT's Paula Sleer has more.
They say that they've detected potential preparations that would likely result in mass civilian casualties. They talk about the mass murder of innocent children. Now, certainly, in order to be able to sell a message as serious as this, you need that kind of emotional pitch that talks about innocent children being killed. The statement also references potential preparations, but it doesn't give any kind of details as to what those potential preparations involve. So what does it mean, other than that it is similar to what the US detected before the last chemical attack back in April? The statement also says that any chemical attack in Syria in the immediate future will be blamed on Assad and his allies. Now, this is without any kind of investigation, without any kind of due process, just punishment. It's worth looking at the timing of the statement as well. Assad and his army are making major gains inside the country, especially against terrorist groups such as Islamic State.
Right, so you see? All right, now I'm going to go into this book. This is Satan Angels Exposed by Salem Kirby. This is on page 163. I'm going to start at the point where it says World War III. It says the Mazzini Pike blueprint. Hold on, let me see. Nope, I'm starting at the beginning where it says an interlocking conspiracy. There's a point, it says the three wars planned or coincidence. The Mazzini Pike plan was to control the world. Right, that's why I made the statement. The ultimate goal was to rule the world, bringing this new world order. How would this be accomplished? The plan was relatively simple. It called for, according to the writings of some communism, fascism, and the struggle for the Middle East, to foment 3 global wars and at least 2 major revolutions. Right now, I'm going to jump. This is where it says World War III. It says the Mazzini Pike blueprint also called for a World War III. This would begin by firing up the controversy between Judaism and the Muslim world. And that's what you see going on in the news. That's why During Obama's campaign, he went into Libya. Them was Arabs. And then now Bashar al-Assad, he's an Arab. They Muslims, Slaki, they Muslims, and that's how they kicking this war off, man. That's the reason why they want to go up in there, man, because they firing up that controversy between Islam and America being so-called Christians, man. And it's been kicking off everywhere, not just during the whole war campaign. But now I'm gonna go to the scriptures. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." Right, meaning destruction to these devils, these Edomites, man, because they devising iniquity and working evil upon their beds. The whole reason why they're doing this is to take the resources from the Middle East and bring in this new world order. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand. Right, man. That's talking to you elites, man. Y'all got the power and the money to do this, the resources. So y'all doing it. That's why you got all them so-called different ISIS or ISIL or Al-Qaeda. Shit like that was spawned by these elites through these governments, put money into these so-called funding these so-called armies and stuff, man. It says they covet fields, and that's what they doing, and take them by violence, right, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, and they did that to us, and now they're trying to do it to the rest of the nations so they can finish this new world order off. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, right? Neither shall you go heartily, for this time is evil, right? So the end game plan is the Lord going to destroy America. He's going to destroy America with thermonuclear fire, thermonuclear missiles, and he's going to destroy Israel also.